On 2015, I lost my husband. He passed away suddenly, and that shattered my life.
For the last 14 years in my marriage, I struggled with infertility.
So about 2.5 years ago, I used to be someone whose identity was bound in alcohol and who I was.
In January 2018, I spent a month and a half in the hospital and nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. My white blood count was at 17,000 and my body was killing me.
When I was 6 years old, my mom left me and my family in Honduras to come to the States. Later on, my mom decided to bring me to the States when I was 12. I was able to spend 2 years with her until she passed when I was 14 because of AIDS.
I remember waking up every morning in darkness, just complete despair, until one day I thought I'd had enough of that darkness, and that is when I tried to commit suicide.
And when you struggle with infertility, you can often feel very lonely, abandoned, and really unworthy.
She left us with my dad, who was an alcoholic, and I basically started doing life on my own, started living life on my own. I had to learn to survive.
As time went by, I rededicated my life to the Lord, and I realized that there is a life to be lived.
After that month and a half of not hearing from God for 9 months, I heard from him. I heard his voice in that room, and I heard him say, "It's over. You're gonna be okay."
At that point in time, I felt that God spoke so loudly, and he told me that he can still use broken things.
The dirt, the sand, the dust can seem like such insignificant material, such fragile substance, yet it is out of the dirt that he formed us in his likeness, in his image. And then he begins to take us through the fire. And it's through the fire that we begin to go through a purification process as he begins to shape us and mold us and strip away the things in our life, the issues that have come into the dirt. God now begins to take us through this glory process.
And then, like a glass maker, he breathes his spirit into our lives. He begins to pour his glory in us, and he begins to shape us, mold us into the people that he wants us to be as we go through a sanctification process so that we can become more like him. And this is who he wants us to be, taking us from glory to become the reflection of his image.
I'm living my glory days today because of that moment that God said, "You're gonna be okay." And all I wanna do is serve him and love him and worship him in everything that I do.
I'm living in my glory days because I know that I might not know what tomorrow might bring. I know that he will continue to be faithful and he will continue to fulfill his promises and everything that he has called upon my life.
Today I walk in my glory days with the Lord because he completely took alcohol away from my life. He saved my marriage, and my children will never ever have to see a father that gets out of line or that drinks. And that is something extremely special that's happened in my family, in my home, and in my life.
And I believe I'm living in my glory days now because I know that I don't have to walk this life alone. I don't skip a beat. I love life. I love my family. I love my spiritual family. I love my pastors. I love my church. And I am living in my true glory days.
Despite of everything that I went through, God had a plan and a purpose for my life. Now I'm married and I'm surrounded by people that loves me. I'm surrounded with a community that cares for me. And it's been a beautiful journey now, serving God and honoring God through everything that I've done in my life. So that's why I feel like I'm living in my glory days now.
I know that I'm currently in my glory days because I'm reminded that I serve a God who is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He has granted me this amazing, beautiful gift by adoption, and I know that I have a community that has prayed with me, has prayed over me, and I know that because I'm walking in his promise for my life, I am in my glory days.
When I think about our church moving in glory days, it's pressing forward, looking to Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, believing that the best is yet to come as he transforms us from glory to glory. Our best days are here right now. So collectively as a church, we will keep pressing forward in the vision that God has given us, and that's to reach, help, teach, release. When we talk about reach, it's our Sunday services, mainly how we reach people. We know that lost people exist everywhere, and we want to reach as many people as possible that all may know God. So we will continue to do all we can on our Sundays, and obviously we're out of space, and so we're praying about adding another service, as well as continuing to look for land or a brand new building that we can move into, 10 acres or more, somewhere where we can have 1,000 seats or more. As people continue to come, we're going to try to make space so that all may know God, and we're going to do all we can.
That's right. Our vision is also to help people. And when we mean help, we mean to connect people into community, which is why connect groups are at the core of who we are. We want to connect people into a good community. And so our vision is that connect groups will continue to thrive, that we will have connect groups in our city and beyond. We're excited because part of that, this year we're actually launching 2 podcasts. Alex will be launching Thrive, a podcast about life and leadership, and I will be launching Cultivate, a podcast about women who know that God has more for them. We're actually looking for studios that we can begin to use to create more content, to be constantly helping people in their day-to-day lives.
That's right. And then we continue to teach. We believe that's what God has called us to do, to teach his word, which is infallible. It has the ultimate authority in life, and it's everyone discovering purpose. We want to make sure that people know that God has a design just for them. We do that mainly through Growth Track. We also have CLS, which is Calvary Leadership School. This year, we're adding a 3rd year to that 2-year program. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're also stepping into the educational field.
That's right. We believe that God has given us a vision to be involved in the educational system. So we are currently working to open our preschool here at Calvary, and we are excited because we believe one of our core values is that legacy is our commitment to the next generation, and our commitment is to teach the next generation about the ways of God. So we are excited to use any and every avenue that we can to reach people, help people, teach them about God. This year, Alex will be releasing his first book called There Is a War, and it talks about the difficulty and the victory there is in Jesus for our life, and continue to equip all of us to move forward from glory to glory.
That's right. Glory Days, releasing people as well to make a difference in the world. We do that through our Dream Team, locally, globally. We're going to continue to do all of our events where we make a difference in our city. The Bible says he's going to fill the earth with his glory. And we believe that as he takes us from glory to glory, from strength to strength, we all become reflections of him. And we are like mirrors filling the earth with the image of God. We believe that the best is yet to come as we all move forward in our glory days.